Hi everyone, welcome back. This is my brother, Andrew. He significantly helped me on this project. He was my editor. This project was in my publication and editorial design class, and it was originally supposed to be, well, we were to make a book. So I had to make a book in a short amount of time. It was part of the curriculum at Indiana Kokomo University. So it was a pretty cool experience.
It's Indiana University Kokomo.
Yes, thanks. So we are going to do an unboxing from Blurb, because that was a website we had to go to. A couple things I need to address. The dimensions was a requirement, so I had no control on that. That's why it's going to look oddly shaped. So I had no control over that. And this is kind of a prototype in a way, so...
Yeah, so essentially what we've done here is used the website Blurb to create a published work. And unlike probably a few other people in Gloggles' class here, he had the advantage of a brother with a degree in English who could help him do the editing work on that and make it a little more worthy of being a published work. Now, Blurb is a website, right? Now,
yes.
And what do they do? Is it blurb.com?
It's blurb.com.
BLURB?
Yes.
.com?
What they do is they take your content and you upload it to them. They go through a plugin called InDesign. Their plugin does all the work for you. Bleed lines, margins, and stuff like that. I'm not too big or familiar with InDesign. I'm kind of new at it. So anyone else that knows about InDesign would be the person to talk to. But they take your work and they turn it into a physical copy. You can choose between a trade paperback, magazine, photo book, hardback. You can get a dust jacket over it. Just different kinds of styles, I guess, from magazines to, I guess, just a book or a novel.
Well, yeah, even a short story printed in hardback.
They can even do ebooks.
Now, they can do ebooks. Okay.
Yes.
Now, so once you publish something like that, or a project on Blurb, can people order it?
I don't know exactly. I haven't looked into that, but I do know you obtain all the copyrights to it. So that's important. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this video right now.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Especially if you're using any sort of, internet service like that, it's always important you be able to keep your intellectual property rights. And you have to be careful working with media like that, because there are some places out there that will request like your first publishing rights, for instance. So you want to read the requirements of submission, to any sort of media like that. So it's just something to keep in mind. It sounds like Blurb's pretty open, with that. So
our professor told us that we had to use the website too, so that was another interesting thing about it. I don't think he would have told us to just go somewhere else, not unless he would have had personal experience. Well, actually, he did have personal experience. He actually brought in several books that he published from it, so that's actually the reason why he recommended it. So,
all right, so this here, might as well get to it, right?
Yeah.
This here is the book itself. We're just going to open it, right? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
Take the
fine.
plastic off.
I'm going to have to turn it in without the plastic anyway.
Now, do they just call you Gloggles on the internet?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're going to get some of your name here, seeing the...
Oh, that's...
So this is the work itself. Gloggles, or J.M. Turley,
he designed this cover. I helped him with the photograph. So you can upload your own art, and you design your own cover. You see, you've got the little spine of the book there has the title and your name. I mean, this is a nice little hardback book here, and then on the back the blurb about what the book is about. I could read that if you guys want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So, if you guys feel like you're interested in maybe getting a copy, The Chronicles of Bathrix is a series of short stories following the travels of two unlikely companions and their unique partnership. In the world of Elysium,
yes,
their journey will take them to places they never thought existed and into the dark past of the world itself. A tale filled with friendly faces and some myth and legend thought to be fairy tales. In the wake of their travels, Amethyst will uncover her destiny. Bathrix, Elysia, and Amethyst, a lunar sprite, are forced into becoming a team. Bathrix, a bitter elf who does not care for anyone but himself, and Amethyst, an innocent soul who knows nothing of the cruelty of the world, must set out on a mission. Together they must take a bounty that will most certainly lead to their deaths. If not, then they will face being exiled from their homeland altogether. Along the way, they must learn how to not only deal with each other, but with their own inner issues as well. Can they succeed, or will they become homeless? Only the gods know. You should have let me edit that. Because that was a little hard.
It's essentially a prototype. There's still a little bit of work to do on it. But
open it up and have a look here. You've got just like a typical hardback book. You've got your inner leaf there. Oh, cool. You have a little map. It's hand drawn, and I see you did.
It was a piece of paper that I stained with teeth. Came out rather nicely, actually.
Yep, that's an old trick I learned in elementary school. If you want to have parchment, just crumple up some paper and stain it with tea. Cool, and your copyright page, which is always important. I actually wrote up that legal type myself. It does a pretty good job of covering your bases. And see, we have looks like they printed it on a glossy paper stock, which is okay.
I think it was 80 weight or something like that. There is a setting in the plugin where you can choose a different type of different paper type, a quality level of it, which is also neat. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little sticky in the binding at this part. There we go. But that actually came open rather easily, with no damage to the pages. So probably just just part of the printing and the binding. Sometimes that's not unlikely or uncommon, I should say, with books. These are nice. It came out looking really nice. I gotta say, like you can see all you can see how the print is designed, and now I thought there were supposed to be more illustrations for this project.
We had a choice, actually. We could do a photo, we could do a cookbook, something with illustration and a mix of a text, or we had the option to just do an entire short story, which is what I chose to do.
You need to let me edit everything.
Yes.
It's like, because he's got a little blurb in the back of that about himself and about the book. Now, when I edited this work, I came out of it with the impression that it was actually it was a really decent story, and I would classify the demographic for the Chronicles of Bathrix as probably young adult. I'd put somewhere between 13 and maybe even 18. Just depends on what you like, Mm-hmm. But it actually turned out to be a really good story. It's going to be available here in the next couple months as an ebook. We do have some work we still need to do on this, the first installment.
But this is already a hardback because of a school project. Oh, well, sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
You're right.
But eventually this will be available for purchase as an ebook. It is 40. Well, if you count the back portion, it's 50 pages. It'll probably equate more to somewhere between 30 and 40 as an ebook. I said we got some work. Well, it might actually be a little longer than that. We've got some work we need to do on the very beginning and the very end. Mm-hmm. So if you do get a copy of this book, if you're interested in the story, do get a copy of the book. I say just kind of push past the beginning.
Yeah,
it's a little simplified in how it gets set up, but the story actually becomes really alluring once you get into it. It's a good story. The characters, it really is all about relationships with characters, like as they're put through a life and death struggle. And I mean, Gloggles here does a good job of really defining separate voices for these characters and separate personalities, and you see them work as foils against each other, and then you see them develop and become friends. Not to spoil spoilers, but they do.
To say I've had a lot of practice and a lot of steps to learn.
I'd
have to say, the front cover actually came out rather nicely. Before we finish this off, I am going to touch on this. The front cover, this background, was taken several years ago in Florida. The picture of myself there was taken, not even a month ago? And just a little bit of Photoshop editing, and there you go.
We got woods around here, so
really helped.
Yeah, we were able to get a good set of photos there. I have to plug myself before we go. I'm John's brother. Like I said, I do have a degree in English. I'm about to start a graduate program. I do some independent editing work. So if you are an aspiring author and you're in need of an editor that's not incredibly overpriced, because a lot of professional editing is, we can negotiate some some fair fees. I really do it just case by case, and it just depends on the length of the story. But I mean, it's still like a professional editing service is going to charge you thousands of dollars, and we can work something out. And I can be reached on Twitter at PootzMagoo. That's POOTZMAGOO.
So that's who that is.
That's twin to Stilton as the name on there. I don't really use my own personal, put myself out there personally on Twitter. So, but I mean, this is really informal anyway. So, if you're looking for some editing services that are really relatively cheap and you can get a good product out of it, you can DM me on Twitter, and we can go from there. Really, if you could see the before and after of the first draft he gave me and then what this finished project is, like, you'd be impressed. Like, it was a chore. I mean, but mechanically, Gloggles' mechanical failings aside, he really is a good storyteller, and I'd recommend this book if you've got some kids or young adults that are looking for a new fantasy series to get into, because this will eventually be a book series.
As far as Blurb and quality of the product goes, I think I can say full-heartedly I highly recommend them. They did a good job. Well, I am J.M. Turley.
We got to get to work on the next book. Well, we got to polish this up a little bit more, and then get to work on the next one.
And this is my brother Andy.
Yep. So. All right. Well, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and stay tuned, because this is coming.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I guess we're done. See
We're
ya.
done. Later.